Well, my dear brothers and sisters, today we talk about one of my favorite subjects, love. I love to talk about love because that's what it's all about. If someone were to ask you, okay, and I asked the children, I was shocked, the children from our school here, I asked them, if you had 30 seconds to explain to someone what it means to be a Catholic, what would you say? 30 seconds. Anybody want to go for it? Love. Love God above all things and love your neighbor as yourself. That's it. Love God above all things. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, body, and soul. And love your neighbor as yourself. Or when Jesus changed the commandment, he changed the second commandment. He said, love one another as I have loved you. Even more demanding. As I have loved you. Even better than yourself. And so this is what we talk about. Now, why these two commandments? Right? Why is it to love? Why do I have to love God first before I love someone else? Why can't I just love? And the answer is, well, what do you understand love to be? And believe me, when you ask anyone, especially sometimes young people, they're not sure what love is. If I were to ask someone who was young, or even old, who cares? If I were to ask someone, should I ask someone? No. Should I ask someone? Does anybody want to get, what does it mean to love someone? Love God above all things. What's one of the most beautiful love stories ever written? Romeo and Juliet. Oh. That ends with both of them dying. Does that sound so lovely? Can you imagine when William Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet, he based it off of a poem by Arthur Brooks, but he changed the age of Juliet. Juliet in the poem is 16 years old. Juliet in his play is 13 years old. And William Shakespeare in 1879, I think, had a 13-year-old daughter. William Shakespeare did not write a romance. He wrote a tragedy where a 13-year-old girl is infatuated by the interest of probably an 18-year-old boy. And in the story, you begin with Rosalind, who was his past love, she never even appears on stage. Old love made way for new love. He sees Juliet and he tells her, I love you. Any rose. A rose by any other name would still be a rose. I mean, like, he just sweeps this little girl off her feet. And what's the whole reason for it? Because of looks. That's it. That's it. I was at Ursuline Academy a couple days ago, and I told the girls, and I said, what makes you popular today, and I could have said it at Jesuit too, or anywhere, any high school that wants to invite me. What makes you popular in high school, the cheerleader, the football player, 10 years from now, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Even 5 years from now, nobody cares. In the story of Romeo and Juliet, it's all about infatuation and superficiality. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that looks don't matter. Of course they do. But if they were older, they wouldn't have been so swept off their feet. They would have said, Romeo, why do you like me? Why are you interested in me? What is it about me that you care about? In the first commandment, why do we need that first commandment? Love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the greatest and the first commandment. Why? Because you can't see God. There's no physical attraction. There's no infatuation. You can't kiss God. You can't touch God. There's no physical infatuation. It's a deep relationship. A very deep relationship. And that's where love begins. When you can go deeper than just what you see and what you hear. When you have a strong relationship with someone, that's when you're able to say, I take you to be my wife. I promise to be true to you in good times and in bad. Why? Because I know you. Because I love you. In good times and in bad. In sickness and in health. Why? Because it doesn't change. Who you are doesn't change. I will love you and honor you all the days of my life. And that's the beauty of the first reading. Love the alien. You shall not molest or oppress an alien. Oh, but we're the chosen people. Yeah. To be Catholic, or in this period, to be Jewish, you were a selected race, a chosen people, a people set apart. To be Catholic means you have received all the sacraments to be holy. Does that make you better or greater? No. It means you have a mission. Do it. You have been called by God to show love to everyone, including those people who can do nothing in return for you. I love you, Lord, my strength. Why? Because he loves me. And does God not know me? Doesn't God know everything about me? Everything? The good, the bad, the ugly, the pride, the vanity. Does God not know everything about me? Yeah, and still, what's amazing about God? He still loves me. He still loves me. And then, of course, the second commandment, love your neighbor as you love yourself. We always, believe me, I'll repeat it again. There will always be a physical attraction. Always. And of good, it's good. And there's nothing wrong with it. But love your neighbor as you love yourself. Did you notice God says, love your friend as yourself? No. Because now we know what love means. Love means to give to the stranger and to forgive your friend. Because friends always let us down. Always. Strangers never. Have you ever noticed how we're so nice to people we don't know? Hi, oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Oh, good to see you, yeah. And then when you see your brother or your sister, hey, well, what's going on? Yeah. Oh, you're coming for Thanksgiving? Oh, okay. Look at the greeters. Good to see you today. Good to see you. Come on in. And then when they know someone, they're like, you take over. You know? Of course. matters. Isn't it amazing how we can be really nice to people we don't know and really mean to people we do know? Why? Because we know them. What does it mean to love? In the Catholic tradition, in the Catholic Church, according to the law of Christ, to love means to give and to forgive. That's it. To give and to forgive. To push and to take. To pull and to push. That's what it means. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, the Lord is asking us this week to give a little and to forgive a little. Think about it. For centuries, God remained invisible so that we could truly learn what it meant to love and recognize that love when it became incarnate, when it became flesh and bone. And that's not just with Jesus Christ, but that's with all the people, especially your spouse, that you fall in love with. When you see it in flesh and bone, that love that you have always learned since you were a child, right? Okay, that was it. Please stand.